Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Honestly, I'm not even gonna fucking focus on a intro just because I don't know what the fuck to say. But you know, we're figuring that out as we go on our 40th video, I believe. So cheers, we're drinking hibiscus tea. And yeah, it's summer, and honestly, I mean, I shouldn't even be drinking something hot, but you know what? This is good for my digestive system and just a bunch of other numerous health benefits there is to just drinking tea. So cheers to that. I'm going to be holding the mic, by the way, just because I've noticed my audio quality has sounded a lot better ever since I've started carrying it. But today's video is going to be about how scrolling is just bad for your mental health and how I personally hate it, even though I'm a hypocrite myself for actually doing it from here and there. But I say just because, I mean, apparently, you know, there is this study, and mind you, I have no credibility, but there is a study that's already trying to show that scrolling is eventually going to be bad for you, just like how cigarettes were supposedly not bad for you back then. Now they're bad for you. Scrolling through TikTok or Instagram or whatever has the Reels option now, it's going to be eventually bad for you. And, you know, I've always felt some type of stigma towards, you know, Reels just because, you know, I don't even like posting them that much on my YouTube video. And I know, yeah, that's like a popular way of getting famous, but, you know, I'm gonna stick to my niche. I'm gonna continue just making these type of videos. And then here and there, I will be posting like a little reel or short, as YouTube says it, just so that way, you know, I can show you guys something of mine that doesn't necessarily require, you know, a whole ass video. But in the meantime, I mean, I find myself getting off work, girlfriend's not here, she's doing her own thing, and I don't want to go out just because, you know, a lot of people start driving so stupidly while it's summer. Not only that, but I mean, I am kind of lazy, not gonna lie. But at the same time, I didn't want to just scroll through TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or play Legend of Zelda just because I feel like I'm wasting my time just doing that type of shit. And granted, I know I'm only 20 years old, but, you know, either people say you have a lot of fucking time, and then people say, no, you don't have that much time. Life just passes through your eyes. And like, I don't know what the fuck to believe at this point. I don't know which cliche saying to believe, but hold up. Get an asthma. Sorry. God, I'm so cringe. But at this point, I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go at my own pace. Everyone's in their own timeline. And straying away from the topic, I know, but you know, in these videos, I like sharing just a little bit about myself, about my own personal beliefs or my method of living. So that being said, let me just push that aside. Let me go back to how scrolling through all these social media platforms is starting to become at least some type of, I mean, it has been already, you know, affecting people mentally somewhat, but I mean, especially on TikTok, because that's where this whole shit of scrolling began. But I mean, even fucking Instagram copied that. Now Facebook as well, and now YouTube, like they've all copied the scrolling method of just, you know, getting some views and attention. And mind you, like, again, I'm gonna stray away from it as much as I can, but if I do see that my popularity needs it, then I'll do it, but I won't take much pleasure in doing it because I mean, I hate video editing, and I know that's my one thing that perhaps hasn't made me famous yet, is that I don't edit. But hey, look, if I can get 3,000 views in a video that's actually like this, where I made it in my house, and mind you, my equipment was a lot more shitty back then, I didn't even have a fucking microphone, then we're gonna stick to doing this because some part of it does work. Some people do actually fuck with what I say, so, you know, we're gonna continue doing that. But going on to like how scrolling's just continuously becoming worse and worse nowadays. I mean, I've been watching Brad Cooper's podcast about how she's, or a little mini podcast about how she says, like, you know, there's these NPCs coming on, you know, like that have people requesting them to do certain actions, and then, you know, they do it, they act all cringy, they do a little cat meow, whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on with the world? I mean, we truly are becoming NPCs by allowing ourselves to just indulge in this type of behavior, and it's just so fucking cringy, and it really does start to make me think that, like, people that are indulging in scrolling through their phone every damn day, I even see children do it like a lot. And mind you, I work with children right now, like as just a little, you know, summer camp youth mentor, you could say. I mean, I basically just take care of them, but I even see children going through this, and I'm like, scrolling has just hit the mass media a lot harder than I expected. If it's even affecting my girlfriend to an extent where like I have to ask her like, can you please get off TikTok, because I don't want to be watching this shit at like 1, 2 in the morning. And I like implementing a rule where like we're off our phones by the time it's 9 p.m. But I'm a hypocrite myself too, because I indulge in this type of behavior. At least when she's here too, I'm like, all right, fine, let's just relax our brains. But then I start to realize while I'm doing this, I'm like, this isn't a method to relaxing your brain. This is just feeding it just some random shit. Whether, even though some videos may have some substance about how to make $1 million or how to fucking, mentor yourself mentally or do this and that. Or some videos are genuinely supportive. I won't argue against that. TikTok especially, like, it has influencers out there actually trying to advocate for people's own well-being, but people start misconcepting, and I hope that's a word, the fact that, oh, I'm being productive by learning substance that's actually good for my own well-being. But the thing is, you're still sitting on your ass executing literally no action, or at least trying to implement what you are learning off the internet. So at this point, I'm just like, I'm trying to find a way so that I can advocate for scrolling being a good thing, but it's just, for me at this point, it's really not. I mean, it's driving a lot of us to a shithole. And even unfortunately, my girlfriend's already in this shithole where she can't get off her fucking phone because of TikTok. And we even get into arguments because of that sometimes. And I'm like, babe, please get off TikTok, or can you get off your phone, like, stop scrolling through Instagram or the reels, whatever, and just so that we can have that bit of human communication or that connection. And mind you, sometimes we do, but at some points I'm just scrolling through my own phone and I'm like, I wish I could be doing something more meaningful, something more productive, something with substance. Sustenance? I don't know, I'm sorry. My vocabulary is still fucked up, mind you. This is why sometimes I wish I continued college, but we had our 2-3 years worth. And mind you, I'm still going to get back into it once I have more fucking money, because again, I'm not indulging in the fact that the system is allowing, or the Matrix actually is telling us, hey, waste a bunch of fucking money in an education in which you will just get a degree and most likely not even do what you were taught to do. You're just literally buying a certificate. And I'm sorry for those of you that have actually gone through the college route, but I'm sure some of you have gone through that. Some of you may agree. And for those of you that are not even actually educated, you actually for sure might agree, because that's just what education means in this society, at least, is that you don't give a fuck. And I'm sorry, I know majority of you are saying like, hey Joseph, this isn't what you were talking about, but okay, I sidetracked, I'm sorry, but right up. The tea's actually hitting right now. Look, I know. Okay, I swear I'm not wanting to get sidetracked. It's just, for those of you that are suffering through a summer, it's fucking flea season and it's annoying the hell out of me. I mean, I know you guys don't want to see my legs, but if you guys can see that, I have a fuck ton of little rashes? A rash? Yeah, you guys could say that, I guess. I have a bunch of them on me, and I'm like, it's so fucking annoying. Anyways, yeah, scrolling has just honestly, I have such a bad connotation towards it, and until I can actually break through this, stigma as to where, oh, if I'm getting off it, then that means, I truly am, starting to become more self-aware. It's like, no, I'm just self-aware. I'm just still trying to figure out what the hell I can do to actually get off scrolling. But, I mean, it's just so sad because, we already know what the dark internet has, or the dark side of the web has. It offers some weird-ass satanic shit. And, mind you, I'm, I don't want to offend any religious, beliefs or anything, but I mean, at least in the mass majority of people that believe in, a lot of other religions such as Christianity, Buddhism, a lot of other shit, I personally cross the line as to where, hey, if it involves murder to some extent, then so be it. But I know there's some satanic rituals that, perhaps aren't that bad, but I mean, just going off what I've heard, at least in my college studies, and mind you, I've taken an anthropology class. I did get to study that a bit, and as soon as I saw fucking murdering, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm all about that. But mind you, if you believe in that, then so be it. If you want to have a debate, I'll do that. But I'm not here to offend anyone. I mean, I'd love to have a civil conversation with people that actually disagree with what I have to say, but as of right now, I feel as if you guys could only contact me through comments, and even then, we're still trying to build up our rapport. through our social media engagement. So that being said, going back to what we are trying to say, you know, on the good side of TikTok, at least, you know, you have these people that are like, oh yeah, let's do this, let's do that, like, you know, or this healthy food diet, or like, hey, this is how I should make a bunch of money. The sad part about all of this is that, you know, it takes away the creativity of just one person to actually go out there and do something themselves. Instead, no, they have to look on TikTok to be dependent on what to do with their lives. And like, that's just the beauty of life, is that you get to find out what the hell you like doing, and you continue doing it until you know, have mastered it. And you know, you see a bunch of people on TikTok mastering, you know, how to become millionaires, or how to make this perfect food, or how to, you know, meditate properly, or just a bunch of other shit. And you know, you only see the end result of what people actually make of their desired skill. And it sucks, because, you know, if you truly do want to get to learn something, like, do some research on your own, instead of claiming that TikTok or a bunch of these other social media platforms are actually informing you. It's like, no, do the fucking research on your own, and stop relying on, you know, a social media platform that's actually meant for entertainment, not necessarily for, you know, being infographic or anything. Perhaps like it's just, it annoys me. Like, I do appreciate those people that are out there like saying like, oh, you know, this is what to do if you have a little strap around your car handle, or like, oh look, beware of rapists or pedophiles and whatnot. Like, I appreciate that, but mind you, these platforms are meant for entertainment. Some of them may be, I mean, perhaps Twitter not, because, you know, thankfully, and I hope Twitter stays like this. Thank you, Elon Musk. But, you know, Twitter just has this functionality of like posting whatever's on your mind, and that's it. Like, if you want to actually be a bit more informative, go on to Twitter. Or if you actually want to read more shit like about like what should be important and what's not, read a fucking article. But people are somehow misthinking that just because they see something that's informative and then has substance to it on TikTok, then it's good. It's like, no. Scrolling through TikTok and then just seeing something good, such as, you know, creating a healthy diet, and then all of a sudden to someone doing that stupid shit that I was talking about earlier of the NPC things, was like, oh, you know, if you like this little sticker, then I'm a meow, or something like that, that type of cringy shit. Cringy baka shit. That's cringy baka. Surprisingly enough, I haven't drinking tea in a while, but I told myself, like, you know, that's the aesthetic to my videos, is just actually drinking a beverage while talking to you guys. But yeah, I mean, look, personally, what I've seen off society, scrolling is just getting worse. And, you know, even some good intellectual people like are still scrolling themselves. But, you know, it's the beholder of such a powerful device, or a powerful function. It really depends on how the person uses it. So if you see an intellectual person that has like perhaps their master's, you know, has a 6-figure or a 7-figure income, you know, using this functionality, but they're not using it to an extent where it's actually hindering their sorry, that's a burp. It's not hindering their, you know, their motives of life, or like their functions of life. Like, then, you know, they're using it correctly. But if you're on TikTok and all these other bunch of social media platforms just to entertain yourself, actually no, not to entertain yourself, because it is meant to entertain yourself. Sorry, I have to correct myself there. No, to actually find some joy in life, there you go, then that's just like smoking cigarettes at this point then, because, you know, it's gonna perhaps get till 2030, 2040, and again, that's if a solar flare doesn't hit us. Then we'll truly see like, oh shit, scrolling through any type of social media platform is just mentally bad for you. I personally, you know, I don't give a fuck really of like what it's really doing to people if they're enacting upon this, you know, vice continuously and by choice. Like, if you're doing it continuously by choice, and if it's, you know, and if you know it's wrong, then, you know, that's on you. But I really can't care if my videos at least actually make some people get off it and actually just listen to me, or, you know, try to like make them think of like, oh hey, should I really stop doing this? Like, then that's what I would prefer for people. That's what I would want to recommend them for entertainment, because not only do you get to hear someone like speak their ass off about something or a specific topic, but you actually are getting informed of how to like really do a certain thing. I mean, literally, YouTube is actually becoming more of an advocate for people to just talk. And I have been like seeing Aiden Ross's videos here and there, and like I do see that majority of the times it's just him talking to people. Now there's this new functionality on YouTube where it starts to allow you to start making podcasts, or at least help you organize your content on YouTube, so that way you can see like, oh, you know, you have this and that video, put them in this little podcast, so that way people have an idea of what, you know, is going on in your channel. And like, I appreciate that. Also, another shout out to the YouTube content creator channel, I guess. Thank you, because, you know, the eligibility for influencers to actually start making more videos has decreased a bit more, and right now we're actually going to try to hit that. You know, we're trying to hit 300 subscribers, 300 watch hours, and then I forgot something else, but there's 3 things, and in order for me to apply, I need to do those 3 things. Until then, that's when I'll start gaining more of a popularity with YouTube. So I'm trying to say something that's Hispanic to me. Écheme una mano. Así. There you go. For those of you that are wondering in English, give me a hand. Écheme una mano. That's basically what I'm going to say to my Hispanic viewers, because we are no other ethnicity. We are simply a wetbag. And I could say wetbag confidently because I am Mexican. Hispanic. Although I am born here, and I know that term doesn't apply to me. Eso decimos nada más porque, you know, we're just fucking Hispanic like that. Anyways, off track. Guys, no, seriously, like, if I can gain attention just through making these videos, that's gonna be fucking awesome. And I'm gonna be talking about like personal issues that I just feel the need to talk about, because sometimes they affect me, and or sometimes I just see people like going through this type of situation that I'm like, I need to vent out what I'm gonna want to say to them, because I know some people can't handle the magnitude of my honesty, that it just pisses them off, or that it makes them think that I'm actually trying to insult them. But it's like, no, I'm actually trying to tell people, it's like, hey, you know, and like, mind you, I have my own fucking flaws, so I don't think myself above anyone. And I'm actually like, whoever denies it supplies it. Well, look, I'm trying to actually tell you guys, like, I've been called a sociopath, or I've been called manipulative for, or even toxic for wanting to know other people's flaws and then see how I can actually help them. And I think that's just a water sign trait, to be honest, or like, I don't know what exactly it is, but the need to want to fix people is always not good. But that's just me. And mind you, like, I have both masculine and feminine energy, so it's like sometimes that mixes up. Sometimes the man in me just like wants to be like, hey, like, you know, let's fix someone, and then the feminine energy comes in the sense where like I want to be motherly to someone and actually teach them like not to do this. So let me explain myself there. It's just like, that's how I am. I'm making these videos to actually inspire you guys to do something that perhaps I've done or other people have done, and led them to actually making even stupider decisions with their lives. So if you're currently scrolling a lot through all these social media platforms, try to just bring it down a bit, because I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of like an addiction at this point for everyone. You know, it's hard to stop scrolling because it's so easy, and you get this dopamine rush, or you think you are getting smarter by just scrolling, and like, no, that's not the case. You want to get smarter? Fucking read a book, read some articles online, ebooks for fuck's sake. But, or even listen to these type of podcasts where it's actually people trying to talk to you and trying to be real, but little 10 to 60 second shorts of just people doing some random shit. Like, no, I'd rather you guys stick to this type of thing, or to what I just said, you know, because we are in an age of where like a lot of information is available to us. So like, let's not rely on the fact that scrolling has made that information easier to obtain. No, let's actually do the work, get out there, and inform ourselves on what we should know and what we shouldn't do. That's my personal take on it. And to be honest, I'm going to try to talk to my girlfriend about this, because I hate the fact that sometimes she comes home and she just gets on TikTok and sits on this side of the couch with me. And I'm like, nope. Tell me about your day. How do you feel? What are your goals? What are your dreams? Like, that's the type of shit I need to talk about. Or like, you know, if you really want to get to know a real person, like, fucking ask about their childhoods. And then that's when you'll see like, oh, this is why they are the way they are. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, take care. Drink some tea, or iced tea, actually. I should have iced this, but I'm enjoying it the way it is right now. Either way, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.